Hi, welcome to my channel. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Don't forget to check the description to this video. I have links to some of my popular videos, a link to my Amazon account for a lot of things that you all ask about. Don't forget I have a bunch of playlists on the homepage of this channel. Thank you. Hey, we're going to go into Walmart. I've been watching Brenda Gant, and she talks about how much cheaper it is to buy a pork loin and cut it yourself into pork chops versus buying pork chops. So I'm not going to be able to talk a whole bunch right now, but we're going to go in and we're just going to kind of compare prices of pork chops and a pork loin just for fun. But I'm going to get one. Okay, bye. Okay, so pork steaks, which is pork butt, so that's $1.94 a pound. So that's our pork butt. Let me see if we can find a pork butt over here. I mean, up there's one. So $1.88 a pound. So that's the difference in that. I know you're talking about half loin. So the half loin is $1.84 a pound versus chops are $5.68. Boneless chops $5.68. Looking for those thick ones that I like. Those are $5.68. So it appears we can spend $2 a pound on these. I'm rounding, of course, $2 a pound for these, and can save ourselves $3 a pound. Don't make me math, y'all. But like all of the pork chops are $5, $6. So saving us some serious money by doing that. Same with the, it's the same with the other stuff, the pork butts. So yeah, just wanted to let you all know. So Mrs. Brenda Gant was right. I do want to say these ribeye chops are $3.68 a pound. I don't know if that's normal, but looking at all the other loin-related meats, they're $5 something. And the pork steaks, like I said, they're in the same price range as the steaks are the same as the pork butts. So what do we say, $1.94 versus $1.88. So just wanted to point that out. And we're going to try to cut up our own pork loin this week. I'm getting ready for the pork loins. I'm going to go ahead and cut off one of these disposable cutting boards. They have a smooth side and a rough side. And I guess it depends on what you're doing. I'm trying to see if they're the same. They both seem the same. I guess you want to see what you don't, what you need. I don't know. I'm going to put rough side down. And then I've got the pork loins right here. I'm going to take them out and rinse them off, and I'll be right back. Hey, I was watching Lori, Lori FNM Lifestyle. Anyway, and she saw on somebody else that if you put a wet towel under your stuff, it doesn't slide. So we're going to try that and see what we think. So, all right. So this one is the smaller one. And so let's put it in context. This one was 4.5 pounds, and at $1.88 a pound, it was $8.30. Ziggy, what's 4.5 times 5.5?
4.5 times 5.5 is 24.75.
So if we bought this as chops, this would have been, instead of $8.30, it would have been $25. So we're just going to try. We're going to try it, see how it works. I'm going to bring it fat side up maybe and just take a look. You know, I like the thicker cut chops. So they'll be smaller. But, no, there's a glare. Anyway, they'll be smaller in size. That's all right. Like, you can make them as thin or as thick as you want. I know I like the thicker ones, so I'm going to try it a little thicker. So yeah, look at that. I'm going to try to do about 1 inch thick if I can. And anyway, yeah. So we saved, Lord, y'all. Ziggy, 25 minus 8.
2,420 minus
No.
2,412.
Ziggy, what is 25 minus 8?
25 minus 8 is 17.
Okay, so we saved $17 by buying this half pork loin instead of buying chops. I had no idea. I saw that on Brenda Gant, and that's pretty cool. So I bought 2 of them, and knowing how much we saved, this one I'm going to cut all into chops. The other one I'll cut into some chops, but I'm also going to leave part of it because today we're going to cook in a cast iron skillet. We are going to cook up a, I'm trying it fat down to see if there's any difference. In a cast iron, not skillet, cast iron roasting pan. That was a little thicker. Cast iron Dutch oven. We're going to bake the loin along with some rutabaga and some onions. And we're going to try that and see what we think of that. So I'm doing these thicker ones. When I do them, I'll do them like I did my thick ones last week. I'll do them first in the cast iron skillet and then let them finish cooking in the oven. Man, those were so good when I did that. That may just end up being my go-to. So I'm going to do a couple more slices. So yeah, you guys, you're saving $3 and something per pound. It's like insane to not do it. So, all right, so that's going to be our last chop. And I'll just show you, we got this big old bowl here. Take note, I've got a real bowl and not my pink bowl. Looky, looky. So we've got all these chops, and I'm going to group them together by thickness. And then I'll put them in Ziploc bags to freeze them. I'll show you that in a couple minutes. First thing I'm going to do with this loin, before I even put it in the pan, I have one of those Bluetooth thermometers. It's the meter. So I'm going to go ahead and put this straight down in the center of it. I'm not as good as Brenda. I can't just look at it and know when it's done. So I'm going to put it in. And then now I'm going to get the skillet ready. First thing I'm going to do, I said skillet, but first thing I'm going to do is I've got my, my Dutch oven right here, and I'm going to heat the bottom of it up, or heat it up. And sorry, we're actually going to preheat the oven to 400. That's what I saw Brenda Gant do with her loin. So we're preheating the oven to 400. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do, I don't think she did this. I could be wrong. But I've got some tallow here. And I am going to, sear my loin before I put it down into the oven. So I'm going to melt this tallow and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to sear it. So we're going to sear it on both sides, and then we'll put that, I've got, this is 2 onions cut into fourths, and this is 1 rutabaga. I did not use the microwave method to peel this. I wanted them as raw as they could be. So once this is seared on that side, I'll flip it over and we'll sear the other side. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I have not seasoned it yet. I'll do that in a couple minutes. right. I'm gonna let a good sear on that side. I'll see you in 3 minutes again. Okay, timer is done. We're gonna flip it back over. Not really hard, like dark seared. Let me see. Well, I could do it longer. Yeah, I'm gonna do it a little bit longer. I'm gonna let that go another couple minutes. I'll be back. Because we're not trying to cook it. I just want to sear it so there's a crispiness to it. I've got all the chops laid out. I have 2 Ziplocs labeled thick, 1 labeled thin. So I'm going to put these thin ones in here. And then I'm going to, this way, whenever I go to do something with them, when I pull them out of the freezer to cook them, I'll know what they are. Let's see. 5. How many of these others we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. That's how I'm going to do these. So you see right there, we saved us some serious money. We got a loin that we've got in the oven. We've got us some chops that we can pull out at any time we want to. You could also freeze these individually. You could freeze them in big groups like this. So if you eat just one, you like to cook one day at a time, just put each one individually into a Ziploc bag and put them into your big Ziploc bag. I'm going to toss these over into my freezer. I'm going to let it finish searing on the other side a little more. I'm going to add some seasonings to this side. So we're going to add some salt. We're going to add a little bit of garlic salt. We're going to add some onion salt. Remember, this is a big piece, and I like salt. And some total salt. This is that Badia Complete salt. We're going to add some Montreal chicken. I do not know why I get seasonings that I grab. Sometimes I just think, oh gee, that sounds good. This is some roasted garlic, rosemary, and sea salt. I'm going to add some of my barbecue bear rub. And then some original Creole seasoning. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm satisfied. My oven's at 400. I'm going to go ahead and add in some rutabaga, some onion, rutabaga, onion, rutabaga. I'm probably going to cut this rutabaga in half. Just a second. One more. I got to cut this again. Alright. And then the rest of these onions we're just going to put in there. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the bottom of it. I'm going to put my lid on it, and we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees. Again, this is kind of my thing and what Brenda Gant did, so I'm just kind of winging up winging it and doing what I'm gonna do. So this is going in the oven at 400. I think I'm gonna have to lower my dealing. Okay, baby. 400 degrees, and I've got my thermometer that's inside of it, and that thermometer is going to tell me when I have 5 minutes left, and then I'll pull it out to let it rest. Funny thing about the Bluetooth meter thermometers, if it's fully encased in a cast iron Dutch oven, at least my cast iron Dutch oven, when that lid is on it, it disconnects the probe. So I have to take it out. I'm taking it out about every 10 minutes to check and see how much time it has left. So that's what I'm doing on mine. So anyway, so it's got when I just pulled it out and took the lid off, it said it had 19 minutes left. So I went ahead and set the timer for 20 minutes. To be clear, when I take the lid off, there is a reconnection between the thermometer and my phone. So I take the lid off, and then the probe reconnects to Bluetooth to my phone, and then it tells me how much time is left. So I had it set on medium rare, and so now that's why it says 19 minutes, but I'll take it out in 20. So I can't show you all how, like live, how the timer looks, but I can show you how it's working when I pull it out. I'll take a picture of it whenever I pop this lid off and it kicks back on. So I'll show you how it looks inside right now first. That's how it's looking. And now I'm going to flip over and check the actual app. So it says to remove. It says to remove from heat. So I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to check the rutabaga. I want to see what I think about that. They definitely need more time. Onions too. I should have done this on a lower temperature, maybe. I don't know. But what I'll do is I'm going to pull the meat out and set it on my chopping block, my thingy, and then I will put the rutabaga and onions back in. On the video that I watched where she made hers, Brenda is her name, hers was a big, really, really big around loin. Like, we're talking like twice the size of this. Mine's called a half pork loin. Hers was a full pork loin. So I've pulled that out. Let's get the lid back on it. Ziggy, oven timer, 20 minutes.
Oven timer, 20 minutes.
So I'm going to put this back in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll check the rutabaga then. The thermometer app says it has 5 minutes left to rest. So what I always do is I pull the thermometer out and then I go on and wash it. So while it's got 5 more minutes left to rest, I'm going to pull the thermometer out. Okay, the timer is done. So it's done resting. For the record, you all always tell me that I make you nervous when I cut. I cut the top of my finger here when I was cutting up the rutabaga for this that's in the skillet right now, or in the Dutch oven right now. I just wanted to know you have been vindicated, and you were correct. So I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to slice it. I can't cut it that way. I mean, I can maybe stand this way and you can see me cut it this way. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That looks so pretty. And it's got a crust on it between the seasonings and the searing. I need to pause for a picture because that is pretty. So you just hold your horses, y'all. I got my picture. I just wanted a nice picture, y'all. Wanted a nice picture. So now, let's see how it tastes. And of course, I won't be able to really eat it until the rutabaga is done. But we're going to take a taste of it, so, because you know I can't wait that long. Ziggy, how much time is on my oven timer?
You have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left.
8 minutes, y'all. Then we'll see how it's looking. So let's... Look, doesn't that look so nice? Let's try it. That's good. I'll probably sprinkle a little salt on it because the seasonings didn't really seep in. It's fine. It tastes good though. Now we'll use that for our lunch in a little bit. So knowing what I know now about how long the rutabaga cooks and whatnot, I would probably use the microwave method for peeling the rutabaga to see and let the center of it get done a little more. Yeah, that's working well. I can poke through it or cut it thinner. That's because the thinner pieces might have been fine. Yep. This one could cook a little longer, but I'm ready to eat lunch, y'all. So, I'm going to get a spoon and get this served up and show you how it's going to look. Ooh, take a look at that. We got onions, we got rutabaga, and we've got our pork chops. And I took a little bit of the juice that was on the bottom and poured it on there too. So, let's find out what we think. I'm going to take a little bit of the meat, a little bit of onion, and I'm going to do what I said. It needs a little more salt, so I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more salt on it. I'm going to cut off a piece of this rutabaga. I don't need a knife that sharp, but that's okay. That's what I got. So I'm going to stab me some onion. I'm going to stab me some pork loin, and let's see what we think. All right, let's taste it. Take a bite of this rutabaga. It's still steaming. Yup. I haven't even seasoned it yet, and it's good. There you go, man. Some stuff that you can do with the pork loin. If you're carnivore, leave out the veggies. But save you some money. Save you some money by getting a pork loin instead of buying the pork chops. Okay, bye.